All right, so I just wanted to show you guys how I am normally printing stuff, starting from like the top and then onwards. So this is basically how to do the prints, and I'll just start from one end. This one is the muscle, and that's printed with the this way down. So this is the direction you want facing the build plate. Then it should print quite nicely. I'm using 20% infill on that one. And I'll move on to the back. Right here, there's two options for printing this one. You can print it like that on the with this top of it facing downwards towards the billboard, or you can print it with this face towards the billboard like the FDLs, and that also prints quite nicely actually. Then we're moving on to the front. There's two ways you can actually print this one, and I'll just mark it up here real quick so we can see it. So basically, we've gotten the idea to print it like this, with this one facing downwards. I'm not sure if that's possible. I haven't personally tried it. I normally just put this side down and then place a bit of support underneath this bit right here, and that normally gets the job done really well. And this part will be covered by the top back anyway, so that should be quite good. Again, 20% infill. Okay, we'll just move on. So the dart guide is quite easy. You just place the muscle end down on the billboard, no support, no nothing, and then print it from this way up. Okay, so the wheels, you place it on the top side. This one goes down onto the build plate. So basically, I'll just turn this around. So basically, it'll be sitting like so on the billboard where the opening is upwards. All right, no supports. I recommend 100% infill on the wheels. Simply because they're so small, it won't really affect anything. But one of the things that could affect something is the seam position. So if you set that one to random, then that should be good for you. I'll just remove all our marks. Okay, so the motor mount, you just place that one on the flat side, print it upwards, no supports needed. This one actually is quite capable if you print it like that. These the pushers, you can place those on the end down here, and then put a bit of a brim on it, and then print it like that. Okay, same goes for the cap. I normally actually place it on this part right here, and then print it from here and upwards, just with a brim to make sure it doesn't run anywhere. You can also do it without it, but it just helps it just stick a bit better. The solenoid mounts is a little bit trickier to actually do because they're facing like this, but you can just print them on the top side. So you're printing from this end, this is the build plate, and upwards. I normally use 20% infill on those. Okay, we'll move on. Let's see, what else we have. Okay, so here's the small button for the Macwell. I just printed on that side we've got right here. That one, just place that one. Can use a brim for it, but it doesn't really matter that much. As for the Macwell itself, there's a few parts where it needs a bit of support. This end right here, it helps with the support. It just makes sure the surface is all nice and flat. Also, this part in here is really nice to have a bit of support in it. So support right here, a bit of support over those two edges right there and right there, because they tend to like make a small like protrude upwards if they don't get supported, and that's a bit of an annoying hassle. And then the last part is right here, and that's not because you actually need support there. There's nothing going in on top of it. It just makes it look more clean, and I like that. So that's what I normally do. Okay, moving down. The quack quack button is going on the side, and then just printing it from one of the sides and upwards. Same with the trigger. You just place it on one of the sides and it will print upwards. Okay. So here's the we'll just remove the Mac for a bit. Okay, so the trigger guard, I've seen like people do this in various ways. The way we intended it was to be placing on this end right here and then printed upwards. But I have made a hole for the Mac release, so that actually messed up this top bit right here. It is possible to print it without support, but this bit right here won't get as pretty. So I recommend you putting in supports in this area right here, just to hold this one up. You could probably just like support that area right there, and that should be enough. And a brim is also nice because these edges down here, they're not the biggest, so that would be ideal. Okay, we'll just unisolate that one just a second. And then for the grip, I've got the grip right here. I normally print it with this surface down, so like so, that one being the downside, and then just standing like this. And then you can put a brim on it. I'm not sure if I recommend it or not, but no support needed for the grip. A brim is probably a good idea. I printed at 20% infill as well. Okay, so this is the next bit, and this is one of the things I haven't personally tried to do yet, but what I think I'll do with the battery lit thingy is I'll print this side downwards on the bottom half of it, and then just print it up 20% infill. The next bit, there's like a few different things in here, and I'll just see if I can remove these without screwing anything up. Okay, so you've got that right there. That one has a flat surface right there, so I'll just lay that one down, no brim or anything, and print it up like so. And the other thing, this one here is interesting because you need to think about how you want to print this to make it more solid. But I think if you look at it, it seems like Muffins, who made this one, has thought that it should be printed from the bottom and upwards because you've got these edges which you don't need support for. And I think I would be standing it like so, and then having that one down, possibly a brim, mainly because I like things to stick on my plate. And then just print it with 20% infill and then upwards like so from the bottom up. And that's it, guys. That's how I would do it. But there's like a ton of other ways to go about these things. And if you find something else or another way to do it, I'd gladly hear it. Anything to improve it. And that's basically it for now. As you can see, we've worked on the new edition of Mjölnir. We've done a few changes here and there. The dart guide has been updated. The wheels have been updated. We've updated the grip. Oh well, the Mac wheel actually. I've put this nice rim all the way around so it doesn't look as trashy as before. The grip has been updated. The battery lid has been updated. You see the new trigger and the Mac release, and that's about it. So that's about it, and I hope you could use this video, and yeah, so I'll catch you on the flip side.